12 ayes, 11 nays.
The ayes have it. The nomination will be favorably reported.
Breaking right now at noon, a Senate committee just voting to recommend Betsy DeVos as Secretary of Education. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Susan Shaw.
I'm Emily Leonard. This vote just happened within the past 15 minutes in Washington.
We are joined right now by our political reporter, Rick Albin, for a look at what happened today and what happens next.
This has been a very tumultuous 11 days of the Trump administration, and this hearing today didn't really provide any surprises. As expected, it was a party line vote, and more criticism from Democrats and challenges to that criticism from Republicans. It did, however, highlight the deep divisions between the new administration and Democrats in the Senate, and it may say as much about what happens over the next few years in Washington as it does about the nomination of Betsy DeVos for Education Secretary. Nonetheless, this nomination now will move to the full floor, but here are some of the comments that both the chairman and the ranking member had before the vote.
Last Thursday, one Democratic member of the committee said that Democrats had had a retreat and decided that none of them would vote for Ms. DeVos, even before she'd had a chance to answer the 1,400 follow-up questions. So one wonders what the purpose of more questions would be. The suggestion's been made that we need more information on conflicts of interest, but the purpose of the Independent Office of Government Ethics report is to make sure she has no conflicts. And the office says she does not.
Now, we have been able to work together for the past several years, and it's because we worked in good faith and across party lines to make sure we had what we needed to proceed. The chairman is justifiably proud of his record of accomplishments on this committee over the years, but by moving forward today, I consider this to be a massive break with that strong bipartisan record, and it will dramatically impact our ability to work together in good faith going forward.
It's very important what she said right there. There is the attitude that's developing in Washington. This Education Committee, with former governor of Tennessee, Senator Lamar Alexander, who is regarded very highly by most of the other members up there, has always had in this committee this idea that they would work together. Obviously, there are always partisan differences, and the majority always wins, right? The folks that have the most votes. That's why elections are important. But they've always had this camaraderie that feels like, as I listened to that hearing this morning, and when I was up there for the first hearing for Mrs. DeVos, it felt like that was strained, and today it couldn't have been much more clear. As she said, going forward, Senator Murray from Washington said, going forward, this will impact the way we're able to work together. So I think it's important to keep that in mind, because that's part of what's going to be happening in Washington over the next few years. Now, on this particular nomination, it will be reported favorably as soon as Mr. McConnell, the leader in the Senate, believes he has 51 votes. He'd like to have 52. Senator from Alaska suggested she wasn't quite there yet. She's a Republican. In the end, she probably does vote for her. But so you get a majority vote, and he will start bringing up some of these nominees. It should happen sometime this week, or we would expect it to happen sometime this week.
You do certainly get the sense that it's a very divided situation in Washington right now, and you're right, today's indicative of that.
Yeah, I really think that that hearing was a microcosm of what we may see over the next several months and maybe the next 4 years. And if it continues that way, keep in mind, right now, these nominees can get out of committee because you need a simple majority. They can be voted in on the floor because you need a simple majority. But things like a Supreme Court nominee that we'll hear about later today, you've got to get to 60 votes. Legislation, you've got to get to 60 votes. Anything that takes more than a simple majority may be hard to come by in Washington very, very soon.